Urbek City Builder gameplay. So I have this game, Urbek City Builder. It's a nice game. Right now, I'm about halfway done with my map. And I'm kind of working on the north over here. Usually, you either work on um, housing or on agriculture. So over here, I've got some buildings that look small. And I need to upgrade them. I'm going to pick the downtown two-story house. It says it needs 4 or more connectivity, which means it needs a bus or a metro. So I'm going to drop a metro over here and over here. And it says 1 or more healthcare. So the healthcare I know I can build right over here. It's this one right here. And it should upgrade. It says it's going to upgrade, and then it will upgrade again. And then I'm going to go for the mixed use commercial, 1 or more banking. So I'm going to put a bank right over here. A lot of the buildings need to be built near the road, but luckily there's a few that don't. And then the 5-story mixed use, we're going to have to wait until all the buildings upgrade. So then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check out these other buildings. These are upgraded, but they're still kind of in the middle. And it helps if you get everybody to upgrade. So we've got some buildings here that haven't upgraded yet. Take a look at the reason why. You want the mixed use commercial, 1 more banking. And where am I going to put the bank? I could easily knock a tree down. Or maybe put something over here. That looks like it's a park. So I'm going to knock these trees down over here. And then I am going to do the big bank. As far as I know, there's only 2 banks to choose from. You see that it's upgrading. And then it needs to wait for the other buildings to finish upgrading. Going to check these out. Going to start with the suburb house. 1 or more food. So the logical thing to do, it looks like I left an empty space over here. I usually do that to put the food. And I don't know which one it's going to upgrade to, but I'm going to look at downtown house. 4 connectivity, which is a bus station. I'm going to try the subway. And then we've got, this is actually an industrial area. There's an iron mine over here. One thing about the game that I don't like is that you'll be working on something and it says, well, you need electricity, so you got to go to where your power plants are. And then it says, well, you need food, and then you got to go to the farms. And then it says, well, you need workers, and then you forget what you were working on that needed the electricity, that needed the food, that needed the workers. So that sort of thing happens. These are regular houses, downtown house. It needs tools and education. So I've got trees. This one needs the high school. And tools need to be built by the road. You have to be careful because if you don't read it carefully, this says 1 tools. It says -2 leisure. It's not +2 leisure. It's -2 leisure. So why do it? One of them requires workers, unskilled, and the other one requires goods. I'm going to take the one with the goods because I know I have a surplus of goods. These buildings should all be set for an upgrade. You want the 2-story house, but we got to wait until some of the other buildings upgrade. It looks like they need something. They're waiting for the neighboring buildings to upgrade. I'm going to check this one here. 3 or more leisure. They don't have enough leisure activities. I guess they're not fans of soccer. So I am going to take this out. When you put leisure, you can get a 5. This one's a 4 and I'm going to put the 4 down. It really doesn't matter what you put down. Once you get to 5, you're really maxing it out. We'll look at the mixed use commercial, one or more banking. And the reason why I'm looking at mixed use commercial because I already know that when it upgrades, eventually they all end up in the same building. So if you go through some of these other buildings, you see it says mixed use commercial. It's just an intermediary building. 17 or more leisure, currently 10. That's a crazy high number. But I'm going to drop down some more leisure activities. This can't be built there. So it's actually going to level up. 10 or more connectivity. It means it needs something like a subway. And then we have to wait. These look like buildings that are fully upgraded. No more upgrades available. These look like they could use an upgrade. Mixed use commercial, one or more banking. You can put a bank virtually anywhere. So I'm going to put it right here. And I'm going to put the 5 bank because I am doing pretty good in the game. And let's check the food. 564. I've got a big surplus. Looks like 10,000 surplus for food. So I don't need to worry about farming right now. It'll let me know. These buildings are not going to upgrade. This might be my artist neighborhood. You see how the buildings are all colorful? I did an artist neighborhood over here just to see what it would be like. This is waiting for the neighboring buildings to upgrade. And that is also, this is what it's like to play the game. I don't anticipate a food shortage in the near future. Oh, my computer overheated. Okay, so my computer overheated. I'm going to put it in the low power mode as quickly as I can. It's not doing it. Come on. Okay, it's in the low power mode, but um, I'm gonna let the its computer's still hot, so I'm gonna let it sit a bit. There's no way to click on the map to go where you want to go, and you can't use the arrow keys. It's one of the things I really don't like about the game. But I am gonna take it a little bit easy to make it allow it to cool down. So this is the farming. The farming is pretty good because there's a lot of rules you have to follow. So you have to be cautious about where you place buildings. Like for example, to place it in a way that's optimal, you have to count five, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then over here is where I'm going to build the farmhouse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That should be enough. And over here, you can't build anything farm related. So the farmhouse would go here. And then I would put down the orchards. And I'm guessing I can't do it there. The road connectivity doesn't matter. You can put one road. Nobody gets anywhere faster or slower. It's just for placing houses and that's it. Okay, this space is probably going to be difficult to use for something farming related. So I'm going to have to put something here later. It's probably going to be houses. Although I'm thinking that solar panels is a good idea. And these are the farming options. I kind of know which ones like this I can place, but it's got to be placed like over here, and I've got to wait for the trees to grow. Until the trees grow, I can't place it. And it would help to have a road, so I'm going to extend the road over here while I'm waiting for the trees to grow. If you put it on fast forward, it really doesn't make it any faster. The smart thing to do is just wait for them. Over here, these are industrial buildings. So I usually put industrial buildings in this area. You can put houses also. And certainly the lumber camps. It says I need electricity. You don't want to put it on the farmland. You want to put it obviously someplace like this. And the lumberjack needs to have access to 4 houses, so I'm going to put the 4 houses here. It allowed me to increase my electric production. But the issue you're going to have is I need more electricity. So I'm going to go over here and look at my options. This can do an upgrade, not a cheap upgrade. I got to drop down 8 logistics. And the issue with the 8 logistics is that you want to share them among many buildings. So I'm going to build the 8 logistics as close to the road as possible so that the guys across the road can take advantage of it too. We need housing. I can't build one there. I'm going to build a road going this way. And then I'm going to build some houses. These might be too far away. 8 or more squares with 6 in a 4 radius. So that's going to be fine. So the houses that the people are going to live in will be over here. You have to wait for the people to move in. Not true with the logistics. The logistics, you can just build them. And I can build one here, of course. So you see it recognizes my logistics, and it's got to wait for the house. It says currently 5. It should have picked that guy up. I think it did. Currently 7. I just need one more house, and then this is going to produce more electricity. I actually can build the nuclear power plants because I have sufficient resources for that. So the trees are starting to come in over here. This is the building that you put in this area, but I need a lot more trees. And I'll probably build it here so that it's not using the farmland, although it needs the road access. So I'm going to build a little bit of road access. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The road would normally be built over here. I'm going to stop there. I don't have another row coming out. So what I need to do is build more farming in this area over here. And what it will do is it's going to help put down the other farm buildings because I'll have more trees over here. So I'm going to do the 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't think it's going to build, but we're going to give it a shot. Over there, I think I can do it. So I'm going to take this one out. Build 2 more. Put that building in. And then build the orchard. Unfortunately, it doesn't take advantage of the desert area. It's strange, like, how does it build these over here, but not over here? I just don't get it. I mean, is there something I don't know about? This is, in fact, outside the range as far as I know. The building that I need to place is going to be placed right over here. So there's some other buildings like the grain silo. You see it could be built right over here. I'm going to build it over here. And then the food processor, which is called fruit processor, is going to go over here. But I got to wait for trees to grow. The rest of this space is going to either be solar power or it's going to be houses or something like that just for fun. I'm probably going to put down the solar power. So you would go here, you'd put down the solar transformer. It's actually got to be like more over here. And then the solar plants would go like this. And I will do another. Okay, so the other transformer doesn't fit there. And then I'm going to build solar over here. Oh, no, you don't want to do it that way. You want to do it like that. And then the fruit processor goes over here. And there's a different way to do your agriculture, which is going to be a little bit more difficult. I haven't compared them to see which one makes more money because I really don't care. I'm doing fine. So that's the solar power. So the other way is I would build it over here, you can see it's a lot more different. This is not based on the fruit. And it's got some nice buildings. You got a lot of rules you got to follow in order to drop some of the good buildings down. That's an industrial area right there. So I could drop some food over here. And you've got, for example, the farm shed. It needs to be... I'm looking on the window on the left to see where I can build it and where I can't. It's going to have to be in this area. But I don't have any farms. Can't build it there. It would be over here. Okay, so how do you do it? You're going to want to take advantage of the tenant farmer. A tenant farmer is a house. So if it says you can't build a windmill near a house, it includes the tenant farmers. You can't build a windmill right next to it. Let's see what happens if I try. See, it's red, and over here it's also red. Over here it's green. Over here it's green, but as I go near those tenant buildings, it won't do it. The landlord house is pretty cool. Could have sworn I saw it green. I don't think that's the place I want to build it. Build it here because I'm going to put the farm shed over here. But he needs 20 or more farms. So I got to build farms. And I will probably do it like this. That's 5. That's 6. And then I'll put the tenant farmers like this. Going to put another farm over here. The scarecrows, I haven't used them much, so I really don't remember what they do. But I do have some areas where I've dropped them down. So I've got 18. I need 2 more. And I will put them over here. And then I'll drop this down. It generates a lot of food. 700 food. So there it is. And then the grain silo. If you can drop a grain silo. It's got to be around this area, but it needs another farmhouse. So I'm going to have to wait before I can put that down. Okay, there's some land over here. I am going to put field. You want tenant farmers because they have higher output. So they're there. Over here's a good place to put the lumberjack. Obviously, you know, I don't need the wood. I don't need the electricity. But I'm doing it just to enjoy the game. I usually chop the single trees down. So now to continue expanding, the farmhouse is where you have to start. So it says that I need the farmland. I need 6 more. So I will build 6 more. 1, 2, 3. Excuse me. Okay, now the silo. It can be built here, but there's no road. So I will build a road. Probably going to go all the way out just in case I can cross over. The answer is no. Go back to grain silo. Over here I can build a grain silo. You want to be able to build the food plant. So it looks like I can build it here. So that's where it's going to go. And then we got to repeat. We got to drop down one of these farmhouses, surround it with 12, build the shed over here, and keep on repeating. I'm going to try to do it in this area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Was it 12 or was it 20? It's 12. So I've got that, and maybe I can put this down. In this area, I can put it down. So I need to remove the 2 farms here. Place them somewhere else. And you want to do this because it creates a lot more output. Food output. Needs 1 more. As far as I know, you can build farmland. It says up to 5 rows from... Wow, I need a lot more. Let's see if I put enough. Need 1 more. Again, the production is worth putting it down. It's like at least 10 times more or 20 times more. So now when you have all these fields, you want to fill in with the tenants because they have higher output wherever you can fit them. And then I will put this here. I don't know where to find my pumpkin fields. So I'm going to show you how it's done. You take a scarecrow and you put it kind of in the middle. You don't want it to do it obviously where the road is. You want to put it where there's a lot of farmland. So let's say I put it here just for demonstration purposes, or maybe even here. Then the fields will convert into pumpkin fields. One thing I don't like about the game is that sometimes, oh no wait, maybe I did put the pumpkin field down. Sometimes it puts down something other than what I selected. Try to put more tenant farmers. The production is 50 compared to 14. No, 14 to 50, yeah. And then obviously you put the landlord house. Can't be built here. I'm going to put another row. And then another bunch of tenant farmers. And the farmhouse has good production, but I don't think I can build it here. So I will put these items here. And that's what it looks like building the farming. You can upgrade the silo using logistics. Need 6 or more logistics. Like that. And the silo is going to upgrade. However, it creates pollution, so you can't have the orchards nearby. And because I have these logistics, you want to try and use it for another silo. It's going to have to... There's another building that's blocking. Oh, okay, I get it. This is probably where it's going to end up, but I have to build another farmhouse which is this building right here. So that's how the uh, the different types of farming is done. This is an industrial area. When you see that you need electricity, the industrial stuff is over here. You really don't want to overproduce, because if you overproduce, then you need to build more houses and you need to build more schools and you need to build more of everything. But it looks like my people are doing pretty good. So I can build something a little bit extra if I want. I have doubled the supply of coal, so I don't need coal. I could do some iron. So it would be this building. Can't build it here. This can be built here. It needs housing. And over here, it's ready to build. So I'm going to put that there. I want to remove the trees. You have to remove the trees in order to build. This has no upgrade option, but it's going to go up by 50. It hasn't gone up yet, but it will go up. Oh, it does have an upgrade option. I need to put down 4 logistics. You kind of need to you want to put them in the back a little bit. You want to avoid putting them alongside the road. So I'm going to put them here. And that was good. So now I'm going to see this go up. I'm going to see this go up. So this is called iron. Very difficult to produce iron because there's just not enough iron. I won't be able to drop this down. I didn't know when I started the game how iron worked. The iron is over here, but I can't build this near the other buildings, and I don't want to rebuild everything. I can build this here. This is an iron ore mine because it is within range. This can do an upgrade, 10 or more factory. So I'm going to do it. This is the factory. Probably should just put it here because nothing else fits here. It says that I have 4. I need to build 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I could build it kind of back here. Just a matter of extending the road. Says I got 6, I need 4 more. The other thing I could do, I can't build anything over here because there's no road access. So if I drop down a road, it looks like that road extension does allow me to build the factory. I need 1 more. I could just build it right here in this space. It already upgraded. So the upgrade means it's going to do a lot more production. Okay, I'm going to take a break. This is Urbek City Builder gameplay. Don't forget to go to cheapbooks.com to look for books and textbooks.